The layer of gases that surround the Earth, atmosphere. The atmosphere is a mix of gases like oxygen and nitrogen that surrounds our planet, protecting life and helping regulate temperature. Imagine trying to keep your coffee at the perfect temperature while sitting outdoors on a cool morning. Just as you might use a thermos to create a protective barrier between your coffee and the chilly air, the Earth's atmosphere acts as a shield to maintain a stable environment for life by trapping heat and blocking harmful solar radiation. The thermos and the atmosphere both serve as protective layers, preserving the internal conditions, temperature for your coffee, and climate stability for the Earth by controlling the exchange of energy with the outside world. The part of Earth with life, its land, water, and atmosphere. Biosphere. The biosphere is the zone of Earth where all living organisms exist, interacting with land, water, and air. Imagine trying to keep your entire house clean and organized. It can be quite a challenge to maintain harmony between all the rooms and their different functions. Similarly, the biosphere is like Earth's house, where the land, water, and atmosphere are the different rooms that need to work together to support life. Just as a tidy living room, functional kitchen, and clean bathroom contribute to a well-managed home, the cooperation between the land, oceans, and air creates a balanced environment where life can thrive, making the biosphere a well-organized planetary home. All the water on Earth. Hydrosphere. The hydrosphere includes all the water on Earth's surface, underground, and in the atmosphere. Imagine trying to manage your household budget, where you need to keep track of all your expenses, from rent to groceries to entertainment. This is similar to the concept of the Earth's hydrosphere, where the planet manages all its water, from oceans and rivers to glaciers and atmospheric moisture. Just like your budget consists of different categories of spending, the hydrosphere encompasses all forms of water, each playing a crucial role in maintaining balance. Whether it's the vast ocean of rent or the raindrop of a morning coffee. A possible explanation or answer to a scientific question hypothesis. A hypothesis is an educated guess that scientists test through experiments and observations. Imagine trying to figure out why your favorite plant is wilting despite regular watering. This situation mirrors how scientists approach forming a hypothesis, which is essentially a possible explanation or answer to a scientific question. Just as you might consider various reasons for the wilting, like too much sun, a pest infestation, or poor soil quality, a scientist proposes a hypothesis to explain an observed phenomenon, testing each possibility to find the right solution. A rule that describes what happens in nature. Scientific law. A scientific law is a statement based on repeated experiments that describes a consistent natural phenomenon. Imagine you're trying to predict when your morning coffee will be ready based on how long it usually takes the coffee machine to brew. Just like the consistent brewing time of your coffee, scientific laws describe consistent patterns observed in nature. The way your coffee machine reliably takes the same amount of time each morning is similar to how scientific laws predict natural phenomena, emphasizing the predictability and regularity both in your kitchen and in the natural world. A well-tested explanation for a wide range of observations. Scientific theory. A scientific theory is an in-depth explanation of a natural phenomenon supported by a lot of evidence. Imagine trying to figure out why your favorite homemade bread sometimes turns out perfectly and other times comes out flat. This situation is similar to a scientific theory, because just as you would test different variables like yeast type, rising time, and oven temperature to consistently achieve the perfect loaf, a scientific theory is a well-tested explanation that has been refined and supported by multiple experiments and observations. In this analogy, your repeated bread baking experiments are like the wide range of observations and tests that back a scientific theory. ensuring that the explanation is reliable and can predict outcomes accurately. The scientific study of Earth and the universe around it. Earth science. It involves understanding natural processes and systems on Earth, like weather, oceans, and rocks. Imagine trying to piece together a jigsaw puzzle without having the picture on the box as a guide. This is similar to how scientists study Earth and the universe, as they try to understand the big picture by examining individual pieces of data. Just like in a puzzle where each piece represents a small part of the whole image, in Earth science, each study or observation is a piece of the greater understanding of our planet and the cosmos, helping us to gradually reveal the complex picture of Earth's processes and its place in the universe. Includes gathering info, testing a hypothesis, analyzing data, and drawing conclusions. Scientific method. It's a way scientists use step-by-step procedures to discover and understand how things work. Imagine trying to figure out why your coffee machine isn't working in the morning. This process is much like the scientific method. You start by gathering information, such as checking if it's plugged in or if there's water in it. Then you form a hypothesis, like maybe the filter is clogged. Test it by cleaning the filter. Analyze the result by seeing if it works afterward, and draw a conclusion based on whether your coffee finally brews. Just as you systematically troubleshoot your coffee machine by observing, hypothesizing, experimenting, and concluding, scientists use a similar structured approach to investigate and solve scientific problems. The factor that can change in an experiment. Variable. In science, a variable is something that can be changed or controlled in an experiment to test its effects on the outcome. Imagine you're adjusting the thermostat in your home to find the perfect temperature for everyone. In science, the variable that can change in an experiment is similar to the thermostat setting that you adjust to see how it affects the comfort level. Just as the thermostat setting is a factor you can change to see how it impacts the room's temperature, a variable in an experiment is an element that you alter to observe its effects on the outcome. Information gathered through observation. Data. In science, data is the evidence collected during experiments or studies to understand and explain the natural world. Imagine trying to decide which new restaurant to try for dinner. Just like you might ask friends for their recommendations, skim online reviews, or even walk by to see how busy it is, scientists gather data through observation to understand a phenomenon. In both cases, whether choosing a restaurant or conducting scientific research, you're collecting information by observing the environment and forming a conclusion based on that accumulated evidence. An experiment in which only one variable is changed. Controlled experiment. A controlled experiment is a scientific test where only one factor is altered while all others are kept constant to see its specific effects. Imagine trying to figure out which ingredient in your favorite cookie recipe makes it taste just right. This situation is similar to a controlled experiment because you only change one ingredient at a time to see how it affects the cookie's taste, just like changing one variable in an experiment. In both scenarios, whether baking cookies or conducting a scientific experiment, you isolate one factor, the ingredient or variable, to determine its direct impact while keeping everything else constant, like the other ingredients or conditions. A group of related parts that interact. System. In science, a system is a set of interconnected components working together for a common purpose. Imagine trying to organize a family dinner where everyone has different food preferences and schedules. This situation is similar to a system where various parts must interact and work together to achieve a successful outcome. Just like coordinating a meal involves balancing the tastes and availability of each family member, a system requires its components to communicate and function in harmony to achieve a common goal.